Hello, good morning, good evening, and I'm not quoting, what's his name? The Truman Show. No, it's usually what I do on the outro, and I've been thinking I need to do it at the intro instead, but it always comes out at the end. But yeah, welcome to, the Funny Side Up cast. I'm your host, Big Boss Will, however you want to call me.
I am Jackson Wade, MD Wade Music,
Hacker Wade.
yes, as my design teacher called me today.
I don't even think she ever knew who I was, but she was talking to me today.
She was my third grade teacher.
Yeah,
at
you
a
told me
completely
about
separate school.
Yeah.
Odds of that happening are slim, but God.
Coincidences don't happen.
Huh?
I said coincidences don't happen, remember?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But so this is episode 13. We have absolutely nothing planned as usual.
Yeah, I actually came over here with the intention. Well, first of all, my mom came into my room and told me I had to go get my report card and bring back my school Chromebook. I was already talking to Will because we're working on the server,
which is pretty much going up tonight. So
yeah,
retroactively speaking, like
if you've
2
been
weeks
playing
ago,
on the server and while you're hearing this, thank you.
Yeah,
You're a pioneer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked my ass off on that server.
Oh yeah, he's been putting in a lot of work.
Like not even setting up the port forwarding, which was a lot of time here. I've probably put 40 hours into.
Really, that's a full-time job. And how much did you get paid?
How much money are you giving me?
Supper.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so I called up Will because we were already talking, and I had to head over this way to go to school anyway.
I was like, hey man, it's podcast night. I think I told him that yesterday, and he was like, oh yeah.
Nah, I knew today was podcast day, and like, I sort of figured we would do it because I'm already here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, hey, I am gonna go to the school if you want to join me at Walmart or something. And
yeah, because I had to go to Walmart.
Yeah, well, that actually wasn't even why I mentioned it to you. I just didn't know what else we could do.
Oh yeah. I didn't even know what you said to me whenever you mentioned Walmart. I thought you said, do you want to meet me at, and I was like, what? I was like, sure.
Yeah.
I just said yes, but because I didn't know what he meant.
Yeah,
but,
Will was tired this morning.
Yeah, my brain wasn't working, and it was my first off day, so
yeah,
I stayed up a little late extra. It was only 11 o'clock when I went to sleep last night, and I woke up at 8 or 9, so I slept decently, but my brain was not functioning.
Yeah, I've finally gotten back on a good sleep schedule, which is really nice. I went to sleep at 7 last night, which is early, but it beats 5 a.m.
Yeah, by 14 hours. Or no,
3 plus 2 plus 5.
No, so it's it's
10
hours. Yeah, I was adding the extra in the other direction.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I actually woke up at 8 this morning, which is a very admirable time.
13 hours.
Yeah.
Did you sleep all the way through those 13 hours?
I woke up and got on my phone for 10 minutes.
Yeah. I've got this weird thing, on my, the first day of my rotation, I will wake up and think, I'll check my phone and it's 11 and I'm 11 a.m. and freak the fuck out and have an anxiety attack. And then I'm getting up and I'm wait.
It's late.
I wake up stressed and then I'm oh my gosh. And then that relief of stress makes me feel better. But then I wake up the next day, I'm what the fuck?
I mean, it's the same thing as waking up at 3 a.m. on a school night.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite the same thing because I did not sleep until 3 p.m.
Yeah.
It's still dark out, but the immediate, I get to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
It's the best instant gratification in this world, I think.
Yeah.
But
no, see, that's the thing. I set my alarm for 4 a.m. or no, 4:45 a.m. just because I always know that I'm going to sleep through it, but I never do. I always wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so that's 2 hours that I'm awake. And I'll wake up at 4:30 and be I could go back to sleep. But then I'm if I go back to sleep, I'm definitely going to sleep through my alarms. So I end up fucking myself even more by waking up so early.
Yeah.
But I have sleep anxiety that I'm going to sleep through my alarms or whatever. So I make myself go to sleep early and then wake up super early just so that I know that I'll be awake.
I feel like I used to have nightmares about missing school. That sounds very familiar to me, where it's most people have nightmares of like going to school naked or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I had nightmares that like I was missing assignments or because like I used to skip school for like arguably dumb reasons.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't sleep well last night. I only got 2 hours of sleep. I'm not going to school today.
Yeah.
But
you used to do that with work too.
Yes, I did. But we won't talk about that.
So matter of factly.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. If I didn't sleep well, I just want to fucking kill myself. So
yeah, so you'd rather just go back to sleep.
Yeah, like
for the sake of yourself.
Yeah, and you know what? It's selfish, but
it's healthy. It's a healthy kind of selfish.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have narrowed down that my sleep schedule is always bad due to a combination of 2 reasons. First of all, is just that I like night.
Yeah, I like night.
I will tend to gravitate towards night, but the second is that for some unexplained medical reason, I just never have an appetite, even though I need to eat, so I never have energy. So I find myself being very, very sleepy, 6, 8, 10 hours into the day, rather than being able to stay awake for 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an issue, but that is a thing. But yeah.
You really should watch Donnie Darko.
You've told me.
Yeah, I watched that this week.
Yeah. You also watched Drive. We can talk about that because it's something I actually know something about.
Yeah, we can talk about Drive, but Donnie Darko, I know this dude that has a tattoo of Donnie Darko, and I've always heard of Donnie Darko. And I'm like, it looks like a cool movie. I've always been like, thinking about it. I'm like, it looks like a pretty decent movie. And
I've never actually heard of it before.
It's got Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't know who that is.
Did you ever? I know in middle school we were forced to watch October Sky like 3 times. It's the movie about the Southern kids. That
what grade?
8th. Memes probably made you watch it.
No. He made us watch 42.
Oh yeah, because he's in it.
Yeah. And also Killing Reagan?
Yeah, see, I didn't watch that, but he's in it.
Yeah.
He's also in that really shitty gorilla movie,
yes.
Rampage, based off of the video game that is not based off the video game at all.
Yeah.
It's got The Rock. They just named it after it. So is that a video game movie?
I actually could not tell you. Yeah. I don't know anything about it.
Like what counts as a video game movie? Because like the Doom movie is like kind of Doomish. Like
it's got the Doom logo on the box art.
It's got the BFG.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
I have actually not seen the Doom movie. I've just not heard good things. Yeah.
The Rock was in it, wasn't it?
I have no idea. It's a UA Bowl movie. And like,
that's the dude that fought all the
that's him.
Cool guy.
No.
That's gonna be us. We're gonna fight anyone who critiques the podcast and win.
Okay, so I've got an interesting explanation of this story. I was in the McDonald's drive-thru with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And
Drew Gooden.
I love Drew Gooden, but this is not Drew Gooden. We were in the drive-thru and we were talking about shitty movies, and the Super Mario Brothers movie came up, and I defended it.
Yeah.
Which I'm not calling it a masterpiece, but there is entertainment to be had in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, even if the only aspect you can focus on is like, this is not Mario.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying is like, what counts as a video game movie? How closely does it have to follow the video game franchise?
The Sonic movie, it's good. It takes a lot of creative liberties. Like Green Hill Zone is Green Hills, Montana.
But no, they have actual Green Hill Zone in the movie. Like they show it.
Well, it's like the alternate whatever.
Sonic's universe.
Yeah, but it's like
the Sonic verse.
Yeah, it made up this lore that has never existed in the Sonic franchise before at all.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And it is an enjoyable movie. Jim Carrey's wonderful in it.
Yeah.
He was easily my favorite part of it.
Yeah, he was really good. And I've been like recently I'm like, is Jim Carrey still doing anything that's actually like good? Like he's a higher profile Adam Sandler, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a very good comparison.
But no, he still has his chops, and they're still like just as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
Arguably, he's a very strange dude. And did you ever see those interviews where he like was being really like metaphysical, like he turned into an orb of dust, and
Yeah, that's when he said.
no. He was at an interview that he just showed up to this event. I don't think he was actually invited to it, but he was like, he's like, so what are you doing here? And he's like, what is anyone doing here? Like, he started doing a bunch of shit like that to this interviewer, and he started talking about how life was fleeting, and like he seemed very like nihilistic.
Well, you figured the dude's probably about at his point for a midlife crisis. He's just like expressing it in the way Jim Carrey would.
That's a really good point. But he's always been kind of weird because like in the Man in the Moon film with him in it, where he's playing, it's a biopic, but I can't remember who the guy
Does biopic stand for something?
Biography picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's doing an old actor who was a comedian and was a really big inspiration to Jim Carrey, and he was doing a lot of method acting for that. Like, he would not break character off set, and it was causing a lot of problems for like production and stuff. But people interviewing him later, he kept saying like, oh no, I felt like he was in me, like he was guiding me. And
method acting is weird.
Yeah, which you could either say, yeah, he was just doing a really advanced form of method acting, but I think he genuinely thought that like the soul of this guy was in him, guiding him through this film and acting and everything.
Yeah. There is this really good part of BoJack Horseman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, for those of you who aren't familiar, BoJack is just about this horse who
William Arnett.
Yes, I love him, by the way. He's good friends with Jason Bateman. They have a podcast together.
Who is Jason Bateman?
He's on...
The name sounds familiar.
Arrested Development.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and he's also on Ozark.
Yeah, I've never seen Ozark, and I've never seen Arrested Development.
Ozark is really good. If you like Breaking Bad, you'll like Ozark. But, yeah, so... there's this really good part. It's like one of the last plot points, so I won't go too deep into it.
Did I say Man in the Moon?
Yeah.
That's not the movie.
What is it? Gotta get this correction out of the way.
Jim Carrey biopic. Oh, it's fuck.
Really?
Give me a second.
He was in a movie called Fuck.
You keep talking.
Okay. So
Man on the Moon.
Okay, well, that's close enough. If people Google it, they'll see what they want to see.
Yeah, Andy Kaufman.
Okay,
it was an Andy Kaufman biopic.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This it's in season 5. It's one of the last plot points of the entire show.
In Breaking Bad?
No, in
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack Horseman. Yeah, he's doing this this TV show. I didn't even think I finished explaining the thing. It's about BoJack Horseman is about this guy who used to be an actor for this big sitcom, and now he's washed up, and he's just trying his best to like live a life, right?
Yeah, like
any life at all that isn't him wasting it. So like trying to be a normal person or trying to be an actor again or what have you. But yeah, he's like this detective guy, and like he his the line between reality and his character gets very, very blurred. Every season has a custom intro, and like the only one that has him changing expression from like the template, as far as I can tell, is when he's like squinting his eyes playing the character in the season 5 intro. And I think that's what season it is anyway, but people who've seen it will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a very, like something ends up happening because of it, and I won't go into detail, but it's like, I'm not going to take that as like, oh wow, this is what happens to people, but it's a very fascinating take on the byproduct of like method acting, of like your mindset changes. You sort of do tend to become a slightly different person.
Yeah, like your personality is altered
Yeah.
because of that process.
And I figure it's not a permanent thing, of course, but it's like,
I think it can be. Like, I mean, it can definitely have lasting effects. I mean, if you're fully, like, you know, committing to this role and,
yeah.
like,
Especially
embracing
if
a
it's
lot of...
based on a real person.
Yeah. Because then you have a lot more to look at. You can go more in depth, and
or at
you
least
can...
a realistic personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
One that isn't,
not
like,
some over the top,
traumatized.
like say, what's his name? American Psycho, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Say he was method acting, and he was method acting
I actually feel like he probably was method acting to some degree.
Yeah.
So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he found himself, like, having one-off thoughts, like
detachment.
Yeah, like, just being in a restaurant somewhere and thinking, like, I want to play with your blood or whatever he said. And then he's like, he has to, like, snap himself out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be wrong to judge him for having thoughts like that.
Because I mean, he was, hypothetically, if it was method acting, he would be committing himself to that role really hard.
Yeah.
And so, like, well, he could go out and eat with a bunch of friends and then just think about how they're all just saying shit that, like, they're just saying for face, you know? Like that one scene.
Yeah, towards the end.
No, towards the beginning.
Well, really both. Towards the end is when he gives it up.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I think that doesn't matter to say. It's spoilers for a movie that's 21 years old.
Yeah.
But
I think we mentioned that on the Distance episode where it's like, this movie's old as fuck. Like,
yeah, you have no excuse.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this, that's your fault.
But yeah, I just think that's a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
But
so this is episode 13, and I wouldn't be surprised if something bad happens this episode.
Oh yeah, that's not a good number, is it?
Because we've been having this issue where us holding the mics have formed this, like, knocking sound in the audio. And so our mics have had mic stands, and we haven't used them.
Yeah, because we've figured we're above them, right?
Yeah. I mean, you completely ditched yours for several episodes.
Yeah. Well, that's not even a mic stand. Like, so it's got like a tripod set up, right?
And a pop filter.
It's got a shock mount and a pop filter. I completely took all that off. I was just holding my microphone. Will still had all of his on, but he was holding the tripod. Yeah.
But now mine's on a cardboard box and his is on an upturned, what is it?
It's like
mass gainer.
Yeah.
Protein shake bottle.
Muscle milk thing.
It's mass gainer. Yeah. So essentially muscle milk, powder. And it is precariously gripping the very edges of the bottom of the tub.
It is not a very good fit, but like, it looks
somewhat stable. Yeah. But no, if anything gets knocked, that's falling, and I think that's the bad luck. If not, we're gonna have, like,
I thought you were talking about, like, us having to lean forward to talk into the mics is going to put us just in the fucking path of a falling tree. Right?
Oh no,
we're gonna die.
No, I meant, well, that, or we're gonna have serious, like, neck strains or something like that.
Well, if you can't lean forward like this, then
my neck's really kind of hurting.
SoCal, are you?
Yeah, I guess not. But speaking of SoCal,
seed for the Minecraft world.
Yeah, that's the little fun fact trivia. The seed for our Minecraft server is Southern California,
which we do plan on doing wipes.
Yeah, probably maybe every season of the podcast.
Yeah, which would come out to about once every 3 months.
Yeah. Have we been doing this for 3 months?
That doesn't sound right to me, but
if we're on episode 13,
then we have about 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
So
wow.
It doesn't sound right, but it has to be. Like, I know we haven't filmed more than one in a week.
No. We also skipped a week.
Oh, yeah.
There was a week that we missed. So, yeah, we're pretty much at 3 months now.
Did we skip a week, or was I just behind on editing for a week?
No, there was a week where an episode didn't go up.
Yeah, but I think we've actually consistently recorded every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
because that ended up this loop that we're in right now where we're ahead on editing.
Yeah, if people are wondering why that happened, it is entirely my fault. I take responsibility.
Yeah.
I was just slacking.
Yeah. But I mean, we all go through that. I've slacked on actually sending files before, so
yeah.
Like currently.
Bro, I'm cringing right now thinking about me fucking up my homeroom teacher.
Oh yeah, no, we went into the high school today, which I haven't been in 2 years.
Yeah.
Which was messing with me, and half the teachers like recognized me but didn't. Like they from afar they couldn't tell that I wasn't just a regular student until I got closer, and they were like, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "Yep." Showed my face back in this place.
Yeah.
In SoCal High School, whatever we.
Yeah. We need to make up a city name.
We already did. We said that I graduated from the high school of Southern California or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so no one recognized me until I actually walked in, and then they were like, "Oh, look at you."
Yeah, and my design teacher, you didn't even have her, as far as I can tell.
No, I never had her as a teacher, but she was present while I was in school.
Yeah. It's weird because when I was in middle school, I would like see her in the parking lot or whatever when I was getting picked up.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "There's no way that's her," because it still looked like her.
Yeah.
And then of course I had her class my freshman year, and she's like doing roll call, and she gets to me, and she's like, "I think I had you my third grade year, or your third grade year." And I was like, "Yeah, I think you did. I was about to say something."
I was about to say, "Well, damn."
Damn, lady, you look familiar.
What's your name? Where are you from?
She already introduced herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting situation for me because there were 2 schools that I could go to. Mm-hmm. Because where I live is actually an unincorporated community. We don't have a school of our own, right?
Yeah.
So there was...
He's in between SoCal and NoCal. Is it NorCal? I think they say NorCal.
I like NoCal more.
I'm from SoCal.
California.
I'm from SoCal, so like it's not like I know. I don't care about them.
I don't even know why I picked SoCal. I think
Did you do it?
From SoCal, I think.
I might have.
No idea.
I might have.
Yeah. I will leave that possibility there.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, so there are 2.
No, you didn't pick SoCal. It's where we're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I picked to befriend you, and you're from SoCal. I picked to befriend you. I am actually from Arizona. Oh. That is a little known fact. You didn't even know that.
I didn't know that.
We've been friends for how many years?
6.
We've actually been friends for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a young dude when we met, and now I'm a man.
I mean, I'm graduating now. I'm going to college next year.
I think I was just able to drive whenever we met. Really? Yeah. So yeah, going on 4 years.
I trusted you a lot more than I should have with driving me places then.
Yeah.
There's one time that Will was dropping me off. We were like drinking or something the night before, but this was a long time ago.
This was soda.
Reformed. Yeah.
We were drinking soda. But continue.
Cut. Okay, so should I like censor that? Or?
It's up to you.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, because like my parents already know that I've drunk in the past. It doesn't make a difference. But
well, I mean, we have that hotline episode that we're gonna upload where we mention that we're drunk.
So?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Some peaking audio so I can recognize it. All right, so yeah, he was dropping me back off at my house, and like we actually rent out in the house next to us.
Yep.
And our tenants were like, they were like backing out without even fucking looking.
They looked because they honked at us. Oh. But I don't know why they honked at us, because we were on the road, so we had the right of way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't back out into the road when someone's coming behind you.
What I was thinking was
they would have had to pay me. They would have had to pay me.
The way you said it sounds like you wish nothing more than to go back in time and just like turn left a little bit and fucking hit them.
Yeah, no, I would have barely had to adjust my wheel and they would have hit me.
Yeah.
Me. Was it the way I said me?
Exactly.
And by the way, I tried to say that as close as I could. We didn't cut that back and put it in. That was me saying me.
Yeah. But fucking
assholes.
Yes. What I thought happened was like they didn't see you until you were right behind them because they were looking in their rear view and not in their like.
You look to the fucking side when you're backing out. You don't look directly behind you because
I mean these people were fucking man children. Even the woman was a man child. But
What he was. That's
yeah,
the
no.
way I saw her.
Related to those tenants, their kid had this really nice bike,
Yeah.
easily a $650 bike.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
because I looked it up.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's oddly specific.
Yeah, it was easily that because it was that actually. But yeah,
They just left, right?
not exactly.
Well, no, what I meant is like when they were told to, they
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
take everything.
So we were renting out to them, and they missed a payment for a month. My mom, you know, she's very
Walked over
forgiving.
there.
She
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, just pay it next month," and they didn't. And then they didn't the next month.
They didn't pay at all?
They didn't pay at all.
Yeah.
So
They were 3 months behind.
yeah, my mom is being very fucking generous by this point. And she's like, "Okay, you guys, you gotta go. You're not paying. You're just fucking living here rent free."
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but SoCal has a law where tenants can actually live. If they've been evicted, I believe they can live at that location for up to a year looking for a new home,
Yeah.
which is fucking bananas.
Why don't we just do that?
Because that's like a really shitty thing to do, I think. But anyway,
Yeah. Morals, I guess. You got a point.
it would be bad if I did it after complaining about it.
I mean,
Publicly.
if I rent it and then, you know, I'm the one who does it, then
Yeah,
if
whatever.
you just happen to live there, you know.
Yeah. Happenstance. But yeah, so they do that, and then like I don't know if their time had come up or if they'd just been tired of dealing with my mom telling them like,
Get the fuck out.
yeah, can you guys get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Because they up and left, and they left all of their belongings. They moved, I believe, to North or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
Yeah.
I think they had family there.
Man, that's a long way.
Yeah, it is. That's all the way across the country.
Yeah.
But
And they're getting away from you.
yeah, which is fine. Please do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they left all of their belongings, including that bike. And then somehow they learned that like they took the bike from that property, which first of all, we were going to throw away all of your dumb shit you left anyway.
Yeah.
But like the fact that I got a nice bike is just, it was just nice of my parents to think of me,
Yeah.
because you're not going to come back and get it.
Yeah.
This ain't your fucking property. But
You should have took it.
yeah, so
How long did it take for them to be like, hey? You said they did find out that you took
yeah,
the
they
bike?
did, and they like said some shit about it on their Facebook.
Yeah.
And like, oh, our former landlords were going through our stuff. Like, bro, we fucking have to. You left that place in such a state of disrepair.
Yeah.
Like,
you were evicted.
We had to redo all of the floors. They spilled shit all over the carpet. It was
Yeah.
terrible. Our current tenants, they're a little better.
Just a little.
Like, they're not like super friendly people, and they burn trash in the yard,
Oh.
which I take issue with.
Yeah.
But like, they're nice enough. Like, they're actually polite to us, and they actually pay their fucking rent.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, don't leave your shit at a house
And then complain
when
it's
we go
taken
through.
care of.
Yeah, like that is like the bare fucking minimum of us to do, is like to clean it up for the next people who we're gonna rent this house out to.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it is a pretty reasonably like priced place. Like it's
Yeah.
because it's sort of in the middle of nowhere.
I'm working on buying a house right now.
Yeah.
As long as that's going to fucking take, I mean, I make so much money from this podcast that like,
Yeah,
I
like-
could just walk in and pay with cash, but like, you know, I want my first house to be very nice.
You know, this is unrelated. You know the mansion that Notch lives in?
Yeah.
He outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, they now live in like a $300 million
Yeah.
mansion.
Which Notch is only 70 million. It's like a piece of shit, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Transphobe. The transphobe mansion.
yeah. He's got Eminem statues.
Eminem.
Yeah, he's got like this huge like Eminem dispenser, and he's got a bunch of like 3 foot tall Eminem like figurines.
Okay, so like he's a neckbeard.
Yeah.
And
He's a Java developer, first of all.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like, what a fucking shitty language, am I right? But
Roast him, man.
yeah, and another thing, you're ugly.
When you Google your name, Mr. Peterson, that's his name, right?
Passion.
Marcus Passion.
That's so weird. People are gonna think I'm stupid, but like, Someone asked him how to pronounce his last name. If you spell it, it's the word person with two
Oh,
S's.
yeah.
But he said when someone asked him that the pronunciation is closer to passion.
But I imagine that's with accent.
Yeah.
It's like Persian.
Marcus Passion. Yeah, that actually sounds very Swedish. So,
Yeah. But if you Google him, Jackson, do you know the image that comes up when you Google him, right?
I do.
So him in the fucking trench coat with the
Fedora.
Fedora, yeah. Java developer, neck beard,
Divorced.
Is he divorced?
Yeah, he divorced in 2012.
That's before Minecraft was like huge, right?
Yeah, well,
or like right as it was climbing.
That is when, okay, so before that, there was a splash that said Notch loves Ez.
Is that his?
That is his now ex-wife.
Yeah.
And now I don't think there's any mention of her.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if there
Did
was
they even mention Notch, like,
what do you mean?
in Minecraft anymore?
You
like,
mean...
do they reference him?
Probably not.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if Microsoft wants absolutely nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like looking into what Notch has done since selling Mojang and everything.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. Oh, geez, I gotta stop saying that.
So like he bowls.
He bowls,
right?
I don't know.
Isn't that a thing? I think he's got a bowling alley in his mansion, so he bowls.
Oh yeah.
He eats M&Ms.
Yeah.
He probably makes love to the green M&M statue. Got a hole cut in it. Well, Minecraft shaped.
Have you heard about the game that he was working on called 0x10C?
Tennessee? No, I haven't.
0x10C.
No, I haven't. That's Elon Musk's son's name.
X-A12.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I had heard about it way long ago, back when I was really into Minecraft in 4th grade-ish.
Yeah.
I think that's when it was a thing. I could be wrong.
Minecraft? I think I was in 4th grade.
0x10C.
Yeah.
I actually hopped into Minecraft in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I was a very early adopter.
That's probably me too.
By very early, I mean not.
I was still in beta, I think, whenever I joined.
Were you playing on PC?
Mm-hmm.
2012 wasn't beta.
2008 or 2009. When was 1.8 the
hunger update?
Yeah, I was definitely in before then.
Okay.
When was the breeding update?
I am actually not sure.
Okay. Well, it was before the adventure update, quote unquote, right?
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember 1.3.2 release added LAN lobbies because that was the first update I had ever actually witnessed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in 2nd grade in 2012. So like, I actually have a lot to thank for, 1, having shitty internet, and 2, getting into Minecraft that early, because it taught me a lot about networking.
Yeah.
I learned about like port forwarding and shit, which like, you know, it's been 10 years since then.
Yeah, we do a lot of that.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you know that if you drank a gallon of gasoline, that's like 18 million calories?
I need to do that because I'm trying to gain weight.
Well, you would also die. However, I actually need to fact check that because like the numbers might be a little wrong, but I know it's like an absurd amount of energy, which is kind of the point of gasoline.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's explosive.
Yeah.
Did you know that the t-shirt design has been completed?
I did not.
Probably by the time that no, it's not been completed, but we've got the sketch, Turner. But as soon as, probably by the time this episode is up, people can start pre-ordering their shirts. So,
okay, so a gallon of gasoline has 31 million calories.
That's more than you said.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which, I mean, like, so if you drank it and, like, lived, then...
You'd be fat.
You'd be a little chunky.
Yeah. Straight fat. But if you could process that, like, what even is in gasoline? Like chemically wise?
Ethanol.
Yeah, but you can't physically process ethanol. Like, it shuts your system down.
Well, if you want to get technical, alcohol
is ethanol. But that's the thing. There's something else in alcohol. It's ethanol and something else. It's another null. So it's a sugar, right?
I guess, but I remember,
because corn makes ethanol.
Yeah, I remember watching some video that said that food grade alcohol is just a layman's term for ethanol. Like,
there's a distilling process where you actually boil out the ethanol.
Yeah.
For like moonshine and stuff.
Yeah.
There's the other chemical that's in it, there's ethanol in the other thing. They have very similar boiling points, and so you boil one of them out while leaving the other one. And if you homebrew like moonshine or whatever, and you don't do that extra step where you like get out most of the ethanol, it can kill you. Because I was watching this video, I can't remember the video. I think B actually mentioned them to me again. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen these people. This guy, this dude drank 2 jars of homemade moonshine or something like that, and had to go to the hospital because he like was getting his system was shutting down because of the ethanol or something like that.
Well, the important thing to note is your body can process ethanol, but it is a
too
toxin.
much. Yeah, too much of it fucks you.
Like it is just a toxin at its base, right? But like, you know, it's not going to stop people from doing it.
I didn't want to say methanol, but I think, what is methanol? Ethanol is a type of alcohol. Methanol consists of, maybe it was methanol that you're supposed to boil out. I don't know. Continue.
Yeah, no, I don't really have much else to say. I remember being in design class one time and Gabe was like, you know how many calories are in a gallon of alcohol? Or not an alcohol, gasoline?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't. And we Googled it and I was like, wow.
That's a lot.
That's going in the vault for me to bring up at a random unrelated time later. And
Podcast.
my time was now.
Yeah.
Your time is my time is
Get
now.
out of here. Okay. So I just want to inform everyone who's listening to the podcast, I'm looking for a new co-host.
Oh.
He has to be not even a he.
You got to be able to handle a Minecraft server.
You got to be able to edit the podcast for me because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I've never been my own editor. And anyone who expects me to be my own editor, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Why did I agree to this? You brought me onto this, and I have more responsibilities than you do.
Well, because I work. Period.
Yeah. Well, I do get food.
I'm the money. I'm the money man.
Yeah, I'm
the sugar daddy.
I'm the technical
Genius.
Hopping into FL Studio and noise reduction. And
we haven't really talked about much this episode. You know, I want to take a poll on why people actually listen to our podcast.
Yeah, or like just let people suggest topics.
Yeah,
more so than questions. Just like, hey, talk about this.
Yeah,
and I will try my best. I will read one full Google page of whatever topic before I talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's one more Google page than I read normally before I talk about shit.
That is true. We just always talk off of the crown. We're just always rambling.
Which is fine. It's like cool stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
2 parallel streams of consciousnesses.
Colliding. Yeah. We are a hadron collider.
I don't actually know what those do.
Of knowledge. They I think they produce small black holes. It's the big thing that goes pretty much all the way around Switzerland or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm familiar with it, and like I've seen it. I don't actually know what it does.
They shoot 2 particles super fucking fast and collide them. Particle collider, and I think it produces energy. Well, of course it does, but like, you know,
yeah,
blowing up 2 particles. How does nukes work? How do nukes work?
How does nuke work?
Ivan, how does a nuke work?
Say I want to invent a nuke. How do I do this?
What do I do?
First, you purchase microwave oven. You can purchase this at Walmart, Target.
Then you purchase hydrogen atom.
How do you purchase a fucking hydrogen atom?
You should probably isolate one
side.
Yeah, and then isolate it. Just take out the oxygen, right?
And then boom,
I think you just use electricity to do that.
Fucking microwave it, and there you go.
I was watching Adam Savage. He has a YouTube video called Thoughty 2. And
is that stuff?
No, that's some other YouTube channel. But he was like, here's how you separate oxygen and hydrogen from what's it called? Hydrogen. Water.
Oh
no, it was water.
Okay.
And he just used electricity he electrically split the atom. But no, do they use magnets or do they use
Why are you asking me?
Do you not know?
No, I don't.
Dude, I need to sit back. I'm getting lightheaded.
You were talking about atomic physics. You think I know jack shit about this?
I mean, it's not rocket science.
Yeah, no, it's atomic physics.
Yeah. So what's bad about that?
I don't Dude, I already fucking hated like physics in school, right?
Yeah.
What was the class that Miss H taught?
She taught physics. I know she taught chemistry.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
I hated chemistry.
I kind of like chemistry,
that
but
class
like
fucking sucked. You're just doing like
the thing I didn't like about it was the first quarter of it is just chemistry history. But like, why do you need history on a science? Like, I know you need to know the
Yeah.
basics and stuff, but like, if you're really learning it, you should learn. That should be like a week long.
all you
course.
learn from that is that no American ever contributed to
Yeah.
it. It's just fucking
Okay, you know
Germans.
why?
What was that?
When was America invented? Like 200 years ago.
1776.
200 years ago.
No.
A little over 200 years ago. But relatively recently.
Yeah.
How long has Germany been a thing? You're welcome.
Thanks, prick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like that class, even once you get past the BS history part of it,
Yeah.
it's like you're just doing equations. Like, and that's whatever. Like I enjoy math, and that's all math is, right?
It's equations, but you're doing equations with. Oh, I'm sleepy. You're doing equations with chemicals, and chemicals react certain ways, and they're a lot more in depth because they have the what is the negatively paused particle? You've got neutrons, protons, and electrons.
Yeah.
You've got the electron clouds, and that's what most of the equations wrap around is, where each one goes in the cloud and can they combine? No, they can't combine. So like,
yeah.
But I mean, if you shove two particles hard enough, they're going to combine. Who cares about electron clouds?
Yeah, it reminds me of how like, it was like a huge deal once people had first transmuted lead to gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
did they do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a thing. But it's like, it's so inefficient, you may as well just mine gold.
Yeah. Transmutation only makes me think of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I can turn a penny gold, but I need a lot of toxic chemicals.
What I don't like about chemistry is that things aren't predictable.
Yeah.
Like I think the example most people give is that table salt is two very explosive
mustard gas and
I don't think it's no, it's
yeah. You take mustard gas and no. I think the two chemicals, sodium can make mustard gas, and chlorine is a toxic chemical.
Yeah, which both are just inherently like explosive, and they react with water.
Yeah,
and then you combine them and you make table salt. Like my issue with that is that you would never be able to know that without testing it.
Yeah.
And like I don't like that.
But no, you don't even take just straight sodium and chlorine and mix them together to get salt.
Yeah, no, I know that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like I need where it's like in math, it's like everything is
finite.
It's not even that it's finite,
it's got rules, it's got laws that are very simple and
it's so abstracted that it's like it can be applied to anything.
Yeah.
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to find the sine of 90, it's always going to be 1.
Yeah.
And that's
true?
The magic of it. I'm pretty sure it's true.
I hate sine, cosine, and tangent.
I love them.
Really?
As a programmer, yes. It's like
they are big in programming, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even use like in like game development, like you're supposed to use them. I use a game maker. I never have to touch them for the most part.
Yeah.
But like for things like smooth animation, like that's what sine is. You can use other algorithms if you want. Like they're called tweening algorithms, which is short for.
I know what tweening is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've looked into animation.
Yeah, but it's like, sine is almost always used for that. Like I said, you can use other ones, but
yeah. No, I that was literally the only math thing that I've never understood is sine, cosine, and tangent, and I think it's because I sleep through every time they're brought up.
Yeah.
Like I don't even like they're for triangles, right?
Yeah, but they have relations to like other shapes just because of the nature of them.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know what they're used to find. What are they used to find?
At their most basic, sides and angles of right triangles.
Yeah. At their most complex.
Hell, I don't know.
You don't know what the most complex use for it is?
They're used a lot for angles, just in general. Like,
Yeah.
There's this really cool function in GameMaker, lengthdir x and lengthdir y, which internally use sine and cosine, but
externally
you just type in a number and a direction, and it'll tell you the x or y offset. So the best way I can describe that is if you imagine a point, we'll just say 0, 0, because that's like the simplest thing in the world. And let's say that you have a guy who faces right, and you want a bullet to line up with the end of his gun.
Yeah.
If he's facing right, that's easy. You're going to add, let's say it's 60 pixels away. You're going to add 60 to the X, and the Y is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Now, if you have him face up, that's the same thing. X is going to stay the same, but Y is going to be offset by 60.
Yeah.
But what if it's somewhere in between those two?
Use
lengthdir X and Y, and you put in 60 and then the direction he's facing, and it'll tell you the actual exact offset of it. And that's really interesting.
So I know that there are a billion online courses for programming and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about making your own?
Yes, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'd considered making YouTube videos just based on GameMaker. Like,
you did one based on FL, right? You did like an FL tutorial.
I did sort of. It was more of just like me
doing your process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've now...
Did you delete it?
I think it's privated. Just because I like fucked up the audio settings and it sounds terrible. The main lead sounds terrible, and it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But it's the hardest thing to convince people is that they can do it. Like, it's
such a daunting task, but like...
Exactly. It's like, it's all about persistence.
Yeah, once I learned the very basics of Photoshop, it's like super not very daunting, but it like just opening it up, looking at it, so many tabs, so many options, so many like sliders, so many...
Yeah, and it's so easy to like get stuck on one problem and be like, well, if I'm running into this soon, then like...
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not like that at all. You're just like... Because you're going to be running into the same 10 problems 90% of the time.
Yeah.
There's actually...
And you just always have to work around them.
Yeah. There's this really cool principle, the 80-20 principle, where 20%... or 80% of the time is caused by 20% of the causes. Which is a very, very common relation in the natural world. You'll see this correlation all over the place. I think another example is like 20% of the carpet is walked on 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's a ton of things like that, where it's like this relation is just everywhere in the world, and it's just really cool.
That would almost be like 80% of the time I sit here, but you know, realistically, it has been 20% of the time that I've sat there. Probably same goes for the microphones, correct? You think?
Although I think that may just be a coincidence, but
even then,
yeah,
it came.
Yeah, I was gonna list another one. I was gonna mention money, but like, I think it's more like fucking 5% of the world holds 80% of the money.
Yeah.
Because
no, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true. I was watching something that was like,
the top 1% hold 70%, don't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, billionaires and trillionaires. Are there any trillionaires?
There are no trillionaires.
Yeah. Because that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
No, people are always like, oh, do you know the difference between a million and a billion?
Yeah.
And then they go in and explain it.
And it's like a million seconds is like
a couple of weeks, and then a billion seconds is like years.
Yeah, it's like 37 years or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then there was something that was cash where it's like, if I gave you, I think like $1,000 a day, it would take you like six years or something like that, to get a billion or a million. And the other one was like, it might have been $1,000 a second. It would take you like still like 200 years to get a billion or something like that. So it's like people who are sitting atop the world, billions of dollars, like they're sitting on that, and a lot of that like net value or net worth includes like how much their companies are worth, how much all of
it's
that.
not liquidated.
Yeah. But you imagine the liquid that Bill Gates and Elon Musk have.
Yeah. Are you talking about like imagine what it would be liquidated, or imagine
No. What they
actually
have.
to spend?
Yeah, exactly. Even then, how much is Elon worth? Several billion?
He's worth 200 billion.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
He's probably got at least $1 billion liquidated.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that, like, at least a big percentage of that, well, not a big, because most of that is going to be...
0.5% of that liquidated would be $1 billion.
To what?
0.5% of 200 billion would be...
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So, like, it's not hard to believe...
Even if he had, like, a fraction of his amount... liquidated,
hundreds of millions.
Yeah. It's like... There's no way he doesn't have hundreds of millions sat in the bank. Yeah. Ready to be spent at any notice.
Why don't we just like tweet at Elon and be like, look, man, we did the math. Your liquid's got to be crazy.
I actually did the math one time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I had this idea, which is a very flawed idea,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not actually pitching it. I think I may have actually mentioned on the podcast before, where if every billionaire had their net worth taken from them,
mm-hmm.
like liquidated and taken...
Past $1 billion,
and we distributed it to every American, that would be $6,000 per person.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about the stimulus check being $2,000, that actually adds up a lot.
Yeah.
But, 6,000 was not as high as I was expecting.
Yeah.
But still, that's like everyone in America, like that's including like infants and like
mm-hmm.
people who do not need $6,000.
Yeah.
But still though, like that's easily a car for everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, some people don't have cars, some people can't afford to rent.
Yeah, that'd be rent for a while in most places.
Yeah. But
that's the thing about America is our economy is so weird. We're so vastly like local economies are so vastly different.
Yeah.
Because like in somewhere like SoCal or you know, LA or something like that, everyone around there is making more than a lot of the highest people in somewhere like Louisiana or something like that, you know?
Well, maybe not Louisiana, but like...
somewhere in the Midwest, hypothetically.
Or even like the unpopulated places of the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
So like Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I assume... Well, actually, I'm pretty sure like the minimum wage in like Georgia is $5.15.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty low.
Yeah. Which is lower than the national. The national is $7.25.
I'm pretty sure the national overrides that. So I think this is a weird comparison. Like the age of consent in Japan, every section of it individually is 13, but the national is 18.
Yeah.
So 18 is what's enforced.
Exactly. That's like with like marijuana in US. It's like it's technically not legal federally. But
states have their own rules.
Exactly. But technically if like the feds came in and seen it,
yeah,
you're going to jail. But like it really is crazy that like that is like acceptable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about this also, like Japan being a lot more open with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like
panties.
Lolicon, Shotokan.
I didn't know Lolicon was an actual thing.
Yeah, no. The name is American, believe it or not, because it's based on Lolita, which you may be familiar with.
Is that not Spanish?
Well, I'm talking about it's an American book.
Editor's note: correction, it's French according to Wikipedia.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
It is about pedophilia. Go figure.
Yeah.
But like Epstein's plane was named Lolita Express.
Like, you're joking.
No. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
You need to look that up, because if so, is that not just damning in and of itself? Like, if not, it's super irony.
What is the Lolita Express? Epstein's infamous sex plane included VIPs alike, ...
Is that, okay, wait, is that his name for it, or is that like the cultural name for it? Is that what people started calling it, or is that what Epstein himself called it?
I actually am not sure.
Because it could go both ways, and either way, I'm waiting.
I can't find any information about who called it that, but that is what it's called. So, and also Bill Gates was friends with him. So
yeah, and Bill Gates is single.
Yeah, he's a little bit more than single. He is divorced.
Well, you know, same difference.
Yeah, but like I think one carries a bit more weight. Like, you know, you break up with someone after a few months, it's like you're single now. But
A multi-billionaire divorcing his wife,
after like 27 years after
which is crazy.
They founded the Bill and Melinda Foundation.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, I saw something whenever they divorced. It's like, you know, when one of the richest men in the world divorces his wife, you know, it's not all about money. Money can't buy everything.
That's so.
Yeah, but so I imagine they signed a prenup, right? I'd hope
I don't
so,
know, man.
Because imagine Melinda taking like half his net worth, and so she is now like one of the richest people alive. Which theoretically, wouldn't she be if they had shared worth?
Like, because his net worth was like 150, I think.
Yeah, now it's like 75.
Yeah, but
Weinstein, I almost said Epstein. Combine them. That's like the whole Weinstein thing. Was he's like, if you want a place in Hollywood, you have to do what I say.
Yeah,
like that was his whole thing, and he's like, you gotta sign this NDA that says you can't.
Yeah, and it's like,
say anything about me.
It's a weird thought process. It's a weird rabbit hole to think down. But like,
yeah, I think with the was Weinstein a pedophile?
I don't know anything about that.
Well, he just like manipulated a lot of like actresses and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I feel like in my mind he's associated with being a pedophile, but like I couldn't tell you.
No, he's just a sexual predator.
Okay.
That I know of. He may be a pedophile.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of them were just like high profile actresses where like they were Weinstein, like the whole Weinstein like production group was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll like turn on a movie and it'll pop up the Weinstein like Entertainment or whatever it was called.
I mean, I can draw comparisons from that to Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but has Dan Schneider ever been confirmed to be pedophilic?
Nothing confirmed, but Nickelodeon cut ties with him.
Yeah. There was a theory that Zoe 101 was ended because what was her name? What was the actress?
I don't remember,
but she got pregnant, and that's why Zoe 101.
That is why it was canceled. But
people like retroactively were like, was that Dan Schneider? Did Dan Schneider, you know?
And it well could have been.
Yeah, and you know he has a whole thing for like feet. Like that was a big thing that like a lot of the old Nickelodeon shows, there were a lot of like feet scenes.
Jokes. Yeah, but like.
And like, you know, kids, haha, funny feet, but feet are gross. Like, there's only one reason a grown man is filming little girls with their feet out, you know?
Yeah.
Not because they think kids think it's entertaining.
I mean, like, technically, yeah, you could argue that, but it's...
Yeah. But also there's
so many.
But that's the whole thing.
It's like, you notice it's only across Dan Schneider shows.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that many feet scenes in SpongeBob. I can think of one foot scene from SpongeBob, and it's where Squidward gets his fucking toenail ripped off.
Yeah, but they painstakingly drew that.
Yeah. They meant that to be torture.
Yeah. But I was gonna say there's only like one other huge like person that I can think of when people come out and are like, oh, foot fetish maybe. And you know who that is?
Who's that?
Quentin Tarantino.
Really?
He is known for having a lot of foot scenes. And I'd like always heard about it, and then I hadn't seen a fresh movie that he released until Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, and there are plenty of feet scenes in it. There's one where Brad Pitt is driving down the freeway, and I believe she's a minor because he like asks her how old she is, and she's like 16 or something like that, and he's like, oh. And so he distances himself, but she puts her bare feet across him or something like that. And there's that scene, and then Margot Robbie's character goes and watches a movie and like takes her shoes off outside of the theater, walks through the theater, and like props her feet up and like has dirty bottom feet, like she has Walmart feet, and the camera the camera is put where her feet are like framed beside her face, and you know, it's a very common thing apparently where he's just got feet. The scene where Django is hanging upside down and you can see his penis, you know where his feet are? I think they're in frame.
Well, it's sort of weird to like express like a foot fetish through your artistic medium like that, right? where that's like not the point at all. You're not making foot fetish porn, so
it's a weird thing that like to include if you have one. Like you're making it obvious you're a multi-million-dollar like director. Like people are gonna notice if that's happening, but I wonder if it is just some sort of artistic thing.
Yeah, which it's weird. It makes you wonder, like, you know, there's probably a bunch of directors that like just don't do shit like that because they know it's a bad idea, who do have foot fetishes.
Yeah.
And they just keep that separate from their work life because that's kind of the point, you know?
But it could also be like a notoriety thing. It's like, not, you know what I mean? Where it's like the whole thing I talked about Eminem last episode or the episode before, where it's like he was controversial, but like it could argue that that's what rose him to fame. So like him staying controversial was a good thing, you know, always.
I don't think Tarantino's goal was, I think people are going to think I'm weird if I include so many feet scenes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
He's been the topic of a lot of controversy, either for his films being
usually
violent.
He drops the N-word in them.
No, I don't think he ever has.
Well, he definitely writes them, and people take issue with that.
Yeah.
So.
And did you ever see the interview with Samuel L. Jackson, who was like, they asked him, well, there are 2 interviews with him. No, one.
I know the one where, like...
He's like, Quentin Tarantino cannot be racist.
Well, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Were you going to be like, go ahead, say it?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. I didn't remember if that was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You
know, he was in San Andreas.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But no, there's an interview where this dude's like, so do you think Tarantino is a racist because he includes the N-word so frequently in his films? And Samuel L. Jackson was like, no. Like, straight, flat, no.
Yeah.
He's like, that man cannot be racist. He is not a racist. And his whole thing was, he was originally going to cast him, I don't think it was Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is a film that I think Samuel L. Jackson is in, but he had a role that he wanted him in, and it might have been Reservoir Dogs, which is predominantly white cast. But I think he wrote the role in Jackie Brown specifically for Samuel L. Jackson, and then he might have also wrote the role in Pulp Fiction for Samuel L. Jackson, and he was like he made sure I was in those films, like because I wasn't able to be in that other one. He went out of his way to basically make this character for me.
Yeah.
He's like, that dude is not racist. Samuel L. Jackson spent so much time around him. He's like, no. And so I think it is a very gray topic on the fact that, yes, he is a white man writing N-words into a script, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's not necessarily the writer. And if so, he has several black cast.
Well, I would actually take a different approach with that. I don't think any one or any number of connections really is what makes you
Not
racist
racist.
or not.
Yeah, I agree.
So I also disagree with the notion that he would be racist by writing those. It is a
He's not
historical
saying it.
Western.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Oh, are we talking about Django?
Yeah.
I know Samuel L. Jackson says it a lot in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Where it's like to.
Oh, Amber Alert.
Yeah, I got an Amber Alert.
I'm getting one also.
Dude, that just freaked me the fuck out staring at that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to wake up.
Quick commercial break while I try my best to keep it all together.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of cuts in this episode. I think it's because it is episode 13. A lot has happening. We were supposed to go eat, and time's running out. We also just got a bunch of random Amber Alerts.
Yeah.
So
filled me with dread. Like, which
it
is like,
shook Jackson.
it is the weirdest thing because I've received Amber Alerts before. I've received fucking like weather,
Mhm.
like severe weather warnings, and nothing like has ever scared me so bad. Like for no good reason. Just like hearing the noise and staring at the message, like I felt like I was about to fucking die.
Yeah, but very abrupt end of this episode. But yeah, that is all for this episode. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. Have a good morning.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Today I will end the episode, Jackson. You.
Oh yes, I will continue to carry this one-sided conversation by myself, and I will ask my cousin to go bowling.